Thank you. Blessed Lent and Ramadan Mubarak all at the same time. God has a plan. Isn't that right? Even when things seem so bad and so terrible upon us, we smile because we know God has a plan. His plan is usually bigger than everybody else's plan. Aren't you glad you serve a God who can do things that are impossible to you? That no matter what Trump does or any of these people say, God is still in control. And no matter what they try to take from you or prevent you from doing, you know that it's already been written. Or like Jesse Jackson would say, it's nation time. So we are super excited once again to be here celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. because we don't want to forget that's why we're here. We have done this for a very, very long time, and we continue to do it because we remember Martin Luther King stepped foot in the city of Newark, that he visited our students, that he came to my mom and dad's house, and not so long thereafter, he found himself in Memphis, in Tennessee, and didn't come back from that. One of his last stops was right here in Newark, New Jersey. And we have to ask ourselves, what would King think or do or say in these authoritarian times? In this authoritarian crisis that we're living in today, where ICE chased a gentleman this morning and hit a car with 3 children in it today in the city of Newark. What would King say in these, what would his response be to that horrific State of the Union that we had to listen to yesterday? Where would King be on these issues? And there are a lot of people who celebrate King, they just don't believe what he believed. They lift his name up because of the holiday, but they don't do what he would have done. And I would love to see what King would be doing and what he would be saying today. And one thing that we forget is that these things didn't just happen to us this year. That what we're seeing is not new. That these things happen generation after generation after generation. It's just our generation's time to respond to it. That there was a time when the President of the United States was a governor from New Jersey. His name was Woodrow Wilson. 1915, he played a movie in the White House called The Birth of a Nation that depicted black people with their feet up and eating watermelon and chicken in Congress. They were chasing as animals and ravaging people around the country. Very racist movie he showed while 40,000 Klansmen marched down Pennsylvania Avenue. So it isn't the first time that the president was a white supremacist. He was in 1915, and he is in 2026. We celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday, not Charlie Kirk. And we have to be okay with that. That we have to be sorry for the violence and the death of a person for their political views, but we can't be sorry for saying that his political views were racist, were wrong, were hateful, were dangerous, were murderous, were counter to our very existence. And so King in this time will be with us, just like Jesus in this time would be with us. I believe that, and I know that in my heart. And in these times, we just need him to breathe on us, smile on us, to pass us not. While on others, thou art calling, do not pass pass me by. We're calling you Savior. Oh, Savior, hear our humble cries, while on others thou art calling. Do not pass us by. That's what we're asking for. Don't pass us by. We need you now more than ever before. Smile on our homes, smile on our families, breathe on who we are, breathe on our bodies, on our feelings, on our family. Protect us from these dangerous and devilish people. Today, before I introduce Ben Crump, I'm going to sign an executive order. I'm signing an executive order geared towards the Homeland Security and ICE. Some of us wrongly don't understand how this has anything to do with us. Really, it has everything to do with us. The 14th Amendment don't exist without us. Did you know the 14th Amendment don't exist without us? Without formerly enslaved Africans who became free, who joined with abolitionists in the South and created the 13th and 14th Amendment, due process related directly to us. And so we're signing an executive order that says that Homeland Security or ICE cannot come into our public buildings if they are not doing public business without a judicial warrant. It says that they cannot use our buildings or our space to stage operations, to promote the catching and detaining of other human beings, because no human being is illegal. It also directs our law enforcement agencies not to cooperate with ICE in any form whatsoever. We cannot turn over data or information. We cannot assist in arrests. We don't enforce immigration, and we're not slave catchers. We also want to go a step further, that all city employees are empowered by this executive order to observe ICE and Homeland Security at a safe distance. And if they find them violating the Constitution or the state laws, that they have to document that. That they must document it as a part of their job. And after they document it, they must give it to their supervisor, who will then put it in the state's portal that the governor has created, so that we can begin keeping a record on ICE when we begin to prosecute them. Because I got news for them. Though Donald Trump, after he's finished, may be immune, this does not apply to any of you. And that one day, as Malcolm said, the chickens will come home to roost. And you will be held accountable for your actions. This is an executive order that I'm signing today as we celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. Because it's not just about speaking, it's also about doing. That we have to protect ourselves and our family. And I don't know how you can believe in God and not protect the stranger. I don't know how. You don't know the story of Jericho Road. But at the end of the day, if you don't protect the stranger or release the oppressed, then you can't celebrate God. But my assignment today is to introduce the man who wrote this book, Ben Crump, who wrote Worse Than a Lie, who today, as he told me, was 8th on New York Times bestsellers list. That means if you don't got a copy, you got to go get your copy. Get more than one copy. We are, as Councilwoman Crump would say, happy glad that Ben Crump is here with us today. He is a modern-day hero, a fighter for those who've been rejected and dejected, the oppressed, the downtrodden, those without a voice who are left on the side of the road. He has not just spoke up for them and fought for them and listened to them, but has won for them, has given them victory and opportunity, has raised their voice and given it strength and power, and in that has empowered all of us simultaneously. All over the country, Ben Crump's name is synonymous with victory. So we are elated and honored and blessed to have him bless the mic for us today on our celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So we want to know that in Newark, we want them to know that in Newark, we live and direct here, right? So we need to give him a Newark round of applause as he comes to the mic and the stage, because the next voice you'll hear after mine is attorney Ben Crump.